So Sarah Palin was giving an emotional speech at the recent CPAC, and one of her top targets was consultants. These some of my bitches are taking everybody's money. Outrageous consultants. In fact, here she is.
The next election is 20 months away. Now is the time to furlough the consultants and tune out the pollsters, send the focus groups home, and toss the political scripts. Because if we truly know what we believe, we don't need professionals to tell us. Are you mad as hell and think that you have a better way? Then run yourself. Don't let the big consultants, the big money men, and the big bad media scare you off. Don't let them invalidate you.
Now, don't let those consultants scare you off. The big bad consultants, you need to furlough the consultants. We don't need any professionals to tell us what we think. Right, Sarah? Perhaps not. Well, John Avlon did a terrific piece in the Daily Beast where he actually looked up the FEC filings of how Sarah Palin spent her money at SarahPAC. Now, remember, she's coming back around, trying to raise money now for SarahPAC. She's even got a new web video called Loaded for Bear where she attacks consultants again. So, of course, SarahPAC didn't spend a lot of money on consultants, right? Oh, this is going to be good. Now, in the last election cycle, SarahPAC spent about $5.1 million. That's a lot of money. Okay, good for them. How much of that went to the candidates themselves? $298,500. That's awesome. That would be in the ballpark of 6% of the money. Where did the rest of the money go? About $4.8 million went generally to consultants. That would be about 94% of the money. Oops. All right, now let's be a little bit more specific. She spent $980,000 on campaign expenses, not for the candidates. Their campaign expenses at SarahPAC. It's totally different. So they spent it on themselves, basically. $1.3 million on administrative costs. There's a lot of administrative costs. And $750,000 spent on fundraising. Again, that's not fundraising for the candidates. That's fundraising for SarahPAC so they can make even more money, which they, again, will not share with conservative Republican candidates. Now, if you're a progressive, you love this. All right, great. She just played you for a fool. And she took your money and she didn't give it to Republican candidates and didn't help them. That's terrific for us. If you're a conservative, you're going to give your hard-earned money to this woman to do this with. Now, all that talk about consultants, now let me just give you a tip of the iceberg in consultants for Sarah Palin. Well, Tim Crawford is their chief PAC consultant. He only makes $321,000. Now, of course, Sarah Palin doesn't need a consultant to tell her what to think, right? Except apparently she does. In fact, she needs a chief PAC consultant. And then you got Arias Petra Consulting. I love that one because that's over $160,000 spent on grassroots consulting. Now, did they use people from the grassroots? No. They use a fancy consulting company to pretend they know about the grassroots, to tell them about the grassroots. They paid them $160,000. What happened, Sarah? I thought Mama Grizzly Bear was connected directly to the grassroots. What do you need to spend $160,000 to help somebody tell you about the grassroots? No. These are all people that are connected to one another, and it's all one big gravy train, and they pass that money around. It's your money. They're playing you for a fool if you're a conservative. And finally, another one of my favorites, CNN Transcontinental got over $10,000 a month for management consulting. Now, how much management consulting do you need if all you're doing is raising money and theoretically giving it to the candidates? You wouldn't need a lot of management consulting for that, but apparently Sarah Palin does. By the way, she's a former governor of Alaska. Why do you need management consultants? Hey, Sarah, why do you need someone to tell you what to think? And I love that last piece of the video we showed. Oh, you consultants, you're so smart, why don't you jump in the race? But Sarah, you had a chance to jump in the race in 2012 and you didn't do it. If you had a chance to stay in the race as Alaska governor and you didn't do it. You jumped up. You jumped up and got the hell out of there so that you can raise money like this and funnel it back to yourself and to your friends and never run for office. This is one giant scam. We told you before, one of the top things that her PAC had purchased in the past, especially when it first started, was Sarah Palin's books.